Let's see. It's been called no catch, but wow. Come on. Extra points for creativity.
Most unspeakable MLB moments.
Front flip.
And he dives over the catcher, Molina, and he's safe!
In this video, we're going to show you some of the most unspeakable MLB moments that will make your jaws drop. Make sure you stick around until the end to see how a Hall of Famer had one of the most infamous moments in Major League history.
Player's hat.
Very solemn moment and an uncooperative bald eagle, but we're ready to play baseball nonetheless.
Number 1. We start this list with a great fan interaction that was caught on camera back in 2014. Kate Upton, a model and actress, was attending a Detroit Tigers game, sitting right behind the dugout. Naturally, the MLB broadcast highlighted that she was in attendance. Justin Verlander, a standout starting pitcher, spent his downtime chatting with Upton. Verlander even gave her a baseball, and we will just say you could see sparks fly. The two would reveal they were dating, and in 2016, Verlander proposed. The couple, of course, got married and are still together, and they also have a daughter. Verlander is still pitching in the big leagues as well, now for the Houston Astros, and even though he is a phenomenal pitcher, he likely made the biggest catch of his career.
Just talk me through a couple things. First of all, you've been in the major leagues for how long?
13 years.
Yeah. First World Series. Winning.
About time.
Yeah, right.
That's what I'm saying.
Number 2. Let's discuss the infamous Disco Demolition Night, which was a promotion by the Chicago White Sox in 1979. The team had a rough season, only winning 73 games that season, and they were looking to boost ticket sales with the Disco Demolition Night. The disco genre had run its course, and the White Sox decided it was time for it to end. The intention of this promotion was to allow fans to enter the stadium with 98 cents and a disco record, and then have the organization put it in a crate and destroy it through explosion. You heard that correctly. Amidst a doubleheader against the Detroit Tigers, the team had crates of records blown to bits. The team had hoped for around 20,000 people to pack the stands, and Chicago gave them more than they bargained for with 50,000 plus. Then a riot ensued. Fans stormed the field and became a part of history. This was remembered as one of the wildest promotions in history, and it still leaves fans speechless.
Yeah, people come, 98 cents, you get in, bring a disco record, boom.
Number 3. Let's turn back the clock to 1989. Bo Jackson is 4 years into his legendary baseball career and 2 months into his first All-Star season. He's facing off against Jay Aldrich in a regular June matchup of no significance. That was until Jackson sent a ground ball to the pitcher. He couldn't contain his frustration, and with one of the most unintentional and amazing feats of strength ever seen on a baseball field, Bo snapped a baseball bat in half over his head. Bo has many different stories of his strength, speed, agility, and ability, but breaking a bat over his head lives rent-free in the back of any baseball fan's mind.
So somebody shot. I'm like, hey, and pow, they shot in the air, and everybody thought, well, they're shooting at us, so we scattered like deer, and gone. And I jumped the fence.
Number 4. Animals sometimes make their way on the field, as we've seen cats, dogs, and even squirrels hit the major league scene. But what about when birds decide a game? Yes, that has actually happened. Back in 2009, the Royals were taking on Cleveland, and a flock of seagulls made their way to the outfield grass. With the game tied in the bottom of the ninth, Shin-Soo Choo lined a ball to center field, and unfortunately for Coco Crisp, the seagulls began flying away just as the ball landed, and he could not field it. Cleveland was able to pick up the walk-off win. Some could say that Crisp likely could not have fielded it regardless, but the world may never know.
There's the bird, deflected him, so it did. The birds are out here, it hits a bird, he goes down for the count.
Number 5. Tom Browning's 12-year career is largely remembered for his perfect game in 1988.
Well, it kind of fit into my game plan because I like to work quick.
But the image that stands out with Browning is when he departed a game at Wrigley Field, climbed on top of a nearby rooftop, and sat with fans. This was widely unusual. Fans were awestruck at Browning going to the extreme. And yes, he faced punishment from Reds manager Davey Johnson. But it wasn't just the fans who got enjoyment out of the stunt. His teammates also got a kick out of it. Kevin Mitchell, one of his teammates at the time, stated, I'm glad I didn't see him before I batted, because I was laughing so hard I couldn't have hit. Mitchell said, I thought it was great, it loosens everyone up. Browning paid a small fine, but claims it was well worth it for that moment. The Reds went on to win 4-3 over the Cubs, as Browning took it in from the rooftop. To this day, it is remembered as a great moment in Reds fandom.
We're going to be there on my anniversary, and we're going to have a nice shindig up there on one of the rooftops, so I'm looking forward to it. And he said that would be kind of cool, and why don't you meet me out in front of Murphy's Pub?
Number 6. The MLB postseason always provides unbelievable moments, and while some are unbelievable for the right reasons, others are a little questionable. Let's go back to 1996 and the American League Championship Series between the Yankees and the Orioles. Hall of Famer Derek Jeter would come to bat in the bottom of the 8th and do what he did best: be clutch. Jeter hit a fly ball to deep right field, over the head of Tony Tarasco and into the glove of a young fan, Jeffrey Mayer. Tarasco claimed that it should have been fan interference, but the umpire didn't see it that way. This sparked all kinds of debate. The Orioles manager pleaded the O's case, but the call would stand.
We welcome in Jeff Mayer.
So when the ball was hit, I was in the first row.
I was very aware that something could possibly happen out in right field.
Any rewatch of the clip would have you believing that the ball would have been clearly caught by Tarasco. But because it was New York, Jeffrey Mayer, a Yankee fan, has become an unlikely hero. This moment stuck in the minds of both fan bases for years. And as for the Yankees, they went on to beat the Braves to win the 1996 World Series. And it may all be because of a young fan who was in the right place at the right time.
What's your name, son?
Jeff Mayer.
Jeff, you stuck your mitt over, caught the ball. It's the difference in the game right now.
Wow, it's pretty unbelievable, and I didn't think it would ever happen to me.
Number 7. There have been many crazy and unspeakable moments over the years that are fondly remembered by baseball fans. One of them is the Kissing Bandit, who was known for finding her way onto the field amidst a live baseball game and living up to her name, planting a kiss on a star player. It started with a dare and evolved into her being arrested 16 separate times for doing the same at MLB, NBA, and minor league games. Her real name is Morgana Roberts, and the bold woman planted a kiss on Cal Ripken Jr. in a game against the Texas Rangers in 1988. The Hall of Fame shortstop and Ironman was one of 37 players that she made a move on. Without a doubt, one of the most remembered fans of baseball, and certainly one of the most eccentric.
Now, Paul has to guarantee me, though, that we've got at least 30-degree temperatures, through Sunday night for our Autorama World of Wheels. And so I think that he will do that. Somebody told me if I give him a kiss, he'll do anything, and that's all I ask. Now, that's easy, isn't it?
Number 8. Sean Casey, known for his hitting, had a great career and was a 3-time All-Star. But in a late August matchup against the Chicago White Sox, Casey would line a hit to left, or what should have been a hit, easily. But Casey, out of frustration, did not bust out of the box, thinking the third baseman had made a great play on the ball. But it was slowly rolling to the left fielder, and by the time Casey realized what had happened, it was too late. He was thrown out at first base from left field. Sean Casey became the first player in history to ground out to left field, and no matter how great of a career he had,
Postseason time is the best time in baseball, and like what I remember from the postseason, the 2006 World Series, the atmosphere is like nothing that you've ever played in before.
He wishes this distinction was not attached to his name. What a tough break.
And a man who was thrown out from left field at first base. Let's knock that story out real quick here.
It's no big deal though, right?
How many guys have been thrown out from left field at first base?
Number 9. Ronald Acuna had a terrific season in 2023, even winning the National League Most Valuable Player Award. But what happens when fans rush their favorite player on the field? Well, that happened this past season in Colorado. 2 fans jumped the rail and rushed towards Acuna, who was in right field during an August matchup against the Rockies. Luckily, the fans didn't seem to want to hurt Acuna, rather to take a picture with the star. But security took the guys away quickly. No one was hurt, and everybody involved was just fine. But without a doubt, a scary moment for the young superstar.
Parte del proceso, eso le pasa Yo te diría que eso le pasaba a los jugadores que juegan la pelota con intensidad, que juegan la...
Number 10. Jose Canseco is and has always been a controversial figure in baseball. You either love him or you hate him. But he also has one of the most comical plays in the game's history. Back in 1993, Carlos Martinez hit a deep drive to right field. Canseco was backing up for the catch and seemed to have it easily. But somehow he misjudges the ball and it strikes Canseco in the head and bounces over the fence. This would count as a home run, and though Canseco had to be slightly frustrated, even he was caught showing a grin at the circumstances he found himself in. Canseco is remembered for the homers he hit, but in any conversation about the slugger's career, that one play will be brought up.
If you just want to look good, but I really don't recommend it.
Before we get to arguably the most unspeakable MLB moment on our list, please remember to like the video and subscribe. And now, probably the most unspeakable moment you will ever see in Major League Baseball. Randy Johnson strikes down a dove. Yes, the big unit literally killed a dove. This is by far one of the most one-in-a-million moments in baseball history. During a spring training game in 2001, Randy Johnson unleashed his fastball and killed a dove that happened to fly by at the wrong time. Johnson was reportedly upset about the bird getting struck, saying, "I don't think that was funny." Johnson will undoubtedly remember this encounter for the rest of his life.
Now watch this. The pig, who's the mascot, shoots him with a hot dog.
We hope you've enjoyed this video on some of the most unspeakable moments in baseball history. Did we miss any? Let us know in the comment section below. And if you liked the video, make sure to press the like button and subscribe to the channel to see more baseball content just like this.
Now the ball gets away from O'Neal. He kicks it to Benzinger.
No, I do not believe you.
He kicked the ball to Todd Benzinger.
The absolute all-time play I may have ever seen.